Welcome back, YouTube. I'm still alive, as you can tell. I just don't make videos that much, but I want to start making some. I put a couple things, which I was like this, can't fucking see, a couple covers over the damn window in the basement so the sunlight wouldn't get through and, glare the hell out of the video. You can still see right here on the other side, but it's not too bad because I have it blocked. Today it's going to be a quick video. I'm going to be talking about my favorite band of all time, Guns N' Roses, the band that got me into hard rock and metal when I was 3 or 4 years old. The next video I make, I don't know a lot about the band as much as I do Guns N' Roses, so I'll spend more time on that. And it's going to be an awesome video because it's a new release in the country where the band comes from. I don't even know people know about this release. It's pretty rare. It just came out, the release, and I'll spend more time on that one. This one, I'm just going to do a simple, quick ranking video. No need to go into the Guns N' Roses history details. Everybody who's anybody knows about GNR. So I'm just going to go through this really quick just to get a video out there again and to have people bitch at me for my ranking. But here we go, nonetheless. Starting off at, I think it's 6, but I always forget the numbers anyway. 6, Guns N' Roses, The Spaghetti Incident. This is the special edition, by the way. The orange vinyl, which is awesome. It's pretty expensive now, just because it's a mid-90s fucking album, early to mid-90s album. The reason I don't like this album as much, although it's not bad, it's growing on me a little bit, is because, one, it's a covers album, and I mentioned I'd rather listen to studio albums, even if it's a shittier one, than covers albums, much like remakes are with movies. And 2, it's a lot of punk songs. I'm not a punk guy. If you love punk, then you probably would like this album more than I would. But there are songs on here that I do like. The Michael Monroe one with Axl, Ain't It Fun's good. Their cover of Hair of the Dog I liked. Down on the Farm, how I feel about basically how I live in this small ass town. I don't fit in. I hate it. Those are my 3 favorites. Black Leather isn't bad. And I'm not sure if the Ozzy Osbourne, Charles Manson song is on this. I don't know if it's on here, but yeah, there's a hidden track supposedly on some releases with the Charles Manson. And Axl always wore that Charles Manson shirt at concerts a few times. I probably had to apologize for shit, I don't know. Anyway, next up, you're going to probably hate me for this, but I'm going to put Lies as the next one, number 5. Because the reason why, hear me out, all of this is the original pressing too, the uncensored cover with the boobs and shit. And this is worth a lot of money now for some fucking reason. Just because I guess it's, 1, it's original, and 2, it's the uncensored version. But the reason why I've had this so low, Patience is an amazing song. One in a Million's amazing song. Used to Lover's a good song. But that's all there is here. You're Crazy is just a acoustic version of a better version on Appetite. And the first 4 songs are Live Like a Suicide, which is just 4 live songs from their first live EP. So, 1, it's acoustic, which I prefer electric songs most of the time, but Patience is fucking amazing, like I said. And there's only 3 new songs. That's the reason why it's so low. But yeah, Patience, Used to Love Her, and 1 in a Million, great songs. If this had a couple more songs, then yes, it would be a spot higher on my list. Next up, the one everybody hates. Should have got this on vinyl when it came out, but it was 2008, and I thought vinyl might be just flash in the pan, but nope, I was wrong. And that is Chinese Democracy. Now, I like this album, always have, because I've always been a big Axl and Guns N' Roses fan, and I knew going into it, it wasn't going to be as good as, the classic albums. So if you keep an open mind, that's what I did. People's like, well, it sucks. So I'm like, yeah, of course it's not going to be like Use Your Illusion 3 or, Appetite 2. Of course not. It's not going to be that fucking good. And the musicianship sucks for the most part. I mean, it has some good people on here, but there's no Slash, no Duff, no Steven. Frank Ferrer is terrible live. He's not very good on here. But what makes this album good is the production sounds good. Axl's voice on this sounds awesome. He's not a great singer live anymore, and never really was. But I mean, on this album, he shines through. That's a highlight of this album. And there might not be any like classics on this album, but there's a lot of strong ass songs on it. Better's a great song. There Was a Time, Street of Dreams, and the so-called ballad, the epic ballad of this album, Madagascar, is pretty good. I never used to like it, but they play it live, and it's grown on me a little bit. It's in the same vein of like, Estranged and stuff, but not as nearly as good. But yeah, there's a lot of strong songs on here, like I just said, and Axl's voice sounds amazing. And this was banned in China, by the way, of course it was. But yeah, the downside is that musicianship is not great, and there's a lot of tinges of like new metal and industrial metal, but the songs I mentioned, they're not noticeable. So there's at least a half good. Half the songs are at least pretty damn solid on this record, and I would highly recommend you just even go back and listen to it, even if you haven't heard it for a while, just because it does grow on you after a while. I mean, it'll never go any higher than this, and it won't go lower on my list either, because covers album and 3 new songs. So yeah, that's why this is where it is. But yeah, like I said, Better, Street of Dreams, There Was a Time, Madagascar. It's a decent album. I don't know why people get the hate for it, because I understand no classic lineup, and they had to wait like 20 years for it, 15 years. So yeah, it could have been better, but for what it is, it's a pretty solid fucking album in my opinion. Next up, the album hit number 2 the same day, September 17th, 1991, and Use Your Illusion 1, which I think most people will agree the second one is probably better. But yeah, you get Right Next Door to Hell, Dust and Bones, Live and Let Die, Don't Cry, original version, which is better. And my favorite song, November Rain, maybe of all time, almost reaching 2 billion views on YouTube. Fucking amazing. And they had to build that church where Slash walks out in front, and plays the guitar and has circled around by the helicopter. They had to build that on set. It was fucking amazing. Garden with Shannon Hoon and Alice Cooper. Yeah, so don't need to really talk about this album too much. Dead Horse is a great song, and Coma is an epic song to end the record. And then, of course, what's left? Use Your Illusion 2 with Civil War, which is, I think, is what's going to happen if Trump gets elected again, because, you got the people against fucking Trump, people for Trump, and all hell's going to break loose when he does get elected again. 14 years. By the way, I could care less about politics. I fucking hate them all. Yesterday's is a good song. Knock on Heaven's Door, one of the best, if not the best covers of all time, because fucking Bob Dylan, can't stand him. Hate Bob Dylan. Get in the Ring, how we fought about the record people, and of course Vince Neil. And I don't know, Vince Neil will probably eat Axl now, even though Axl got fat too. Axl's back down to average size. Vince is just a fucking blimp. Breakdown is one of my favorite songs by Guns N' Roses that's never played live, and it's the only song Axl said that he didn't like. It's not necessarily the song, but it's a slow ballad. If you know the song, you know the song, but it's really good. The ending's fucking weird. And that's the only thing he said he hated about this record. And yeah, and the ending of this song, you cut that off, it's one of their best songs. The ending, you keep the ending, it's what the fuck, but it's still a great song. You Could Be Mine from my favorite movie, T2, and I'm going to make a video with that, talking about that soon also. I'll let you know what I mean. Don't Cry, Alternate, it's okay. And the worst fucking song by Guns N' Roses ever made, My World, because it's a short rap fucking piece of shit. Anything with rapping, it fucking sucks. Same way with country, in my opinion. Old country, anyway. I mean, new country, anyway. But even old country still sucks to me. But yeah, Estranged, I forgot about that. The fucking video is amazing, where he jumps off the ship and the, dolphins, and Slash comes out of the water. Just a fucking amazing album too. I mean, you really can't go wrong with either one of Use Your Illusion albums. I've just always thought 2 was just a tinge better, even though 1 has my favorite song on it. And last but not least, of course, my favorite album of all time, and the highest selling debut album of all time, Appetite for Destruction. This is a newer version that has like the slipcover, and I have the original somewhere, but I don't know where the hell it is. I have the CD, cassette, and everything else. And this is the original cover. Gotta cover that up because of fucking YouTube. But this is a Japanese unofficial. I won this for like $10, so I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll take it. I spun it. I can't even speak English. I spun it, and it's a red color vinyl. It sounds just amazing, despite being an unofficial. And I also got the special edition, one of the special edition box sets. It's the 4 or 5 CD box set of it. Has like the giant band poster, liner notes, photos. I think maybe even like each like poster card of each band member and temporary tattoos and stuff like that. It was a half off on like one of those Prime days, so I got it just because of that reason. I can't believe they had that $750 one, or whatever the fuck it was, or $1,000 one. for the 30th anniversary. But yeah, what can you say about Appetite? You have like Welcome to the Jungle, you know, Paradise City, the band's closing song, Sweet Child of Mine, their only #1 hits, My Michelle, Rocket Queen, where Axel fucked one of the band members. I think it might have been Steven or Duff's wife or something. And they use the sounds you hear are their actual moaning sounds. So yeah, I mean, then you got the only bad track, I won't even call it bad, is Anything Goes. I think most people would agree it would probably be the worst one on the album. It's actually a Hollywood Rose recording, because it's the Hollywood Rose version has the same chorus, but it has different verse and lyrics. But yeah, Appetite is my favorite album of all time. It broke records, and one of my other favorite debut albums of all time was a previous selling debut record. That's Boston. Two of the best selling debut albums ever, and for good reason. And so that's my list. Let me know what your list would be, and I hope to make a longer video soon. It'll be the next video, so maybe in a few days I hope to get another one out. I'll put another link or another, you know, at the end here, or another subscribe and another video that I've done in the past. So let me know what your ranking is, or what you think about Guns N' Roses, or, you know, your experience with Guns N' Roses. I saw them in 2016. The front row is fucking amazing, and Axl was actually on time, and he came out before the sunset. So I'm like, holy shit! And they played like 3.5 hours, so it was amazing. Yeah, so that's it for now. I'll be in touch soon, I promise. At least one more video within the next few days. So as always, keep on rocking. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.